if you are asked the definition of circular flow, it would include all. It means you will define it as the flow of the factor services, goods and services, factor income and consumption expenditure across the various sectors of an economy in a circular way. So this is a very important concept which we have done right now. Then in your books you may also find 3 sector or 4 sector models. Okay, if you talk about the 3 sector model, it would include, along with the household and firm, it will also include government. Okay, so the relation between firm and household remains the same. With the government takes the direct taxes from the household, gives them subsidy and also gives them factor income along with transfer income. First we can understand the relation between government and household. Direct taxes being taken by the government from the household as well as the indirect taxes. Then subsidy is being given by the government to the household. You must have heard that government gives the subsidy to the poor people. Factor income means the income which the government is paying to the government employees, the people who are working for the government. And transfer income is one-sided payment that we will discuss later what transfer income means. But for now you can understand, like the government pays compensation to the victims of various calamities, that is a sort of transfer income. Then with the firms, the government from the firms the government takes the direct taxes, gives them subsidies, and sometimes may also buy goods and services from the firms. Then if you talk about the 4 sector model, that is rest of the world. Rest of the world is the external sector or all the foreign countries. Remember this term, ROW is rest of the world or external sector. With the external sector, the household may import from the rest of the world. Then household may get the factor income and transfer income from the rest of the world. Just see, the household may get the first of all may import the goods from the rest of the world, may get the factor income. It means factor some people of the economy may be working for a foreign country's company, like say maybe an Indian working for Google. Okay, so he will get the factor income from the rest of the world. Then transfer income, like you must have heard that many times the countries also give money to help the other countries. Like India also gave some money to Nepal when there was an earthquake in Nepal. So this is the transfer income which the household may get from the rest of the world. Or you must have also heard the World Health Organization distributing free medicines and other vaccines in an economy. So these are the transfer incomes which they may get, and household may provide them with the factor services. Remember, for providing the factor services only he is getting household sector is getting the factor incomes. Then for the firms may also import or may export to the rest of the world, right? So this is the 4 sector model, the practical economy, how it is working these days. But for our theoretical studies, we always consider the 2 sector model, that is household and the firm. Then one more important thing is added to this working of an economy, that is the financial system. That is all your banking, all your banks, the banking system of the economy, right? And with the banking system, all have the same relation. they can deposit their savings and take loan from the financial sector in form of borrowing. Okay, so saving with deposited with the financial system, and loan can be taken from the financial system by the household, by the firm as well, by the government as well, and maybe rest of the world can also sometimes deposit and take loan from your economy's bank or your country's bank. So again, this is an important concept, the 4-sector model, the 3-sector model, and the most important one being the 2-sector model, to understand your concepts very clearly in national income. Then after looking at all working of the economy and all the 4 sectors of the economy, now we will move on to one more important concept, that is the distinction between the 2 types of incomes. See, if you talk about income, it can be classified into 2 categories. First is the factor income. Second is the transfer income. It means that there are only 2 ways of getting an income. You can either get it through the factor income or through the transfer income. First we will study about the factor income. Factor income is a bilateral concept. Bilateral means 2-sided, where income is earned by giving something in return, and you have to give some factor of production in return of the income. For example, if you are lending out your land, you will get rent. If you are working as a labor for any firm, you will get wages or salaries. If you are giving your capital to a firm, you will get interest on it. And if you are the entrepreneur of any firm, you will get the share of profit. It means these are the factor incomes, or these are the 2-sided incomes which a person can earn in his life. Or you can say there is only this way of earning money in your whole life. So this type of income is the most important part of any economy, because it shows that how the economy is moving on or what factors are being utilized in an economy. While the second type of income is the transfer income, or it is a unilateral concept. Or one-sided. It means no factor of production is taken in return for the transfer income. The best example could be your pocket money. See, your parents give you the pocket money without taking anything in return. Means you are not giving any of the factor of production in return, but still you are getting the income. So it is known as the transfer income or unilateral transfers. Then from the government side, it could be the compensation paid to victims of calamities. It could be old age pension. Unemployment allowance, scholarships, all these are unilateral transfers or transfer incomes. So always remember, whenever we are studying the national income, we are only talking about the factor incomes. We do not consider any of the transfer income. If you have to define factor income, then you will define it as a bilateral concept where some factor of production is taken in return of the income. While for transfer income, you write it is a unilateral concept for which nothing is taken in return. If you are asked to differentiate between these two, then first point could be their definition. Second is that these are included in the national income and these are never included in the national income. Also known as bilateral or two-sided, also known as unilateral or one-sided, or you may amalgamate the point in the first point only. And then example. Example of factor income could be only these. Okay, none other example. No other example is possible. But these you may find many more which are not there on the board. Like I told you, scholarships paid by the government, unemployment allowance paid by the government, right? Another important concept of the national income. Okay, so this part, circular flow of income, contains one more important concept that we have to study, that is the stock and flow variables. See, we have already studied what is a variable. A variable is any measurable quantity which may take any value, right? Like demand, supply, cost, they all are variables. Any variable can be classified into two categories, either stock or flow. First of all, we have to understand what these stock and flow mean. See, a stock variable is a variable which is measured at a point of time, and flow variable is a variable which is measured at a period of time. First we will discuss about these two terms, what they mean, a point of time and a period of time. Suppose a person asks you that how much money are you having in your pocket right now? So your answer may say maybe 1500. I am having rupees 1500 in my pocket at this particular moment. But if someone asks you what is your income, then you will reply as my income is 10,000 per month, or maybe per day, or maybe per year, or maybe per week or per fortnight, right? So this is the basic difference. This is at a point of time, you have not added any rate to it, and this is at a period of time where you are adding some rate to it. Must understand, point of time means without any rate or without any time dimension, or it is at certain point of time. Like you may say, you talk about